Yes. All right. This is a fair question. I think it's something that happens to a lot of people in general, that we hesitate with things. So basically you're asking, if I hesitate, maybe I would put into the same ballpark if I postpone stuff, yeah, because it's sort of a similar mechanism. What's that all about? Why is that happening? What can we do about it? Now, yes, chakra-wise, definitely to awaken our fire and therefore to awaken determination, willpower, and especially dynamism will really help with that. Maybe you've noticed how fiery people, you know, if you have some fiery people in your family, how they are. One of the main things that a real fiery person is totally impatient. Yeah, and usually also very impulsive and saying all sorts of stuff that then later they regret and doing all sorts of things that then later they regret. Yeah, that's the reverse problem, if you will. It's the imbalanced fire. So when we lack that the dynamism and also a certain degree of confidence that comes with the fire, we will tend to lack the speed, the impulse, the dynamism to move forward with also the positive inspirations that we have inside. Now you might say, well, you know, which is the lesser evil? Because if I'm, a very fiery person, I might, scare away all my friends because I'm rude to them all the time, because I can't, hold back with some thoughts that I have, or I might just end up doing a whole lot of stuff that doesn't turn out to be very beneficial, and so on. And yes, if I'm comparing the imbalanced fire with the imbalanced water, yeah, which would be the hesitation, procrastination, and so on, then both of them are not great. But if you have at least the dynamism of the fire, what happens is, and this is in Tantra clearly would be considered superior, which is why it is one level higher, namely in Manipura, not in Svadhisthana, is that at least you act. And this is something that we were discussing within the course when we spoke about yamas and niyamas, that action is in Tantra always considered superior to non-action. And if you want to read more about this, traditionally speaking, read the Bhagavad Gita. It's, or read it again, you probably read it before. It's filled with pointers towards why it is superior to be dynamic and do things, even those things might not be good. And why is that? Because we get a feedback from the universe. And in time, you can just not avoid the feedback, like no matter how thick you are. Some people are very thick. They need some lives of being completely terrible. And then, but eventually they get it, right? Eventually it's like life is just slapping you in the face over and over again. And then you just notice, okay, I can't keep doing this, right? So therefore it is considered superior because it gives you an opportunity to move forward. So now, if you are in the place where you don't have that dynamism, very often the thing that will hold us back and hinder us is that we are mainly afraid of the consequences that our outrageous actions, possibly outrageous actions, might have. This is something also, if you read back, you go to Nietzsche and to these kind of philosophers that, considered how society built and how come that, we don't go around and do evil. And then the argument is, well, because we are afraid of the consequences of doing evil. But if we weren't afraid, then, we'd just be evil all over the place. That's a very much Svadhisthana viewpoint. Yeah, and I think it's quite limited, but it makes sense at the level of Svadhisthana chakra that, okay, yeah, we do hold back with a lot of things just because we are afraid of the social consequences that it's going to have, right? So why am I not asking for a raise? Do I have a real good reason for that? Absolutely not. I'm just afraid that it might get some sort of friction with my social network, in this case, my working environment, right? And that then maybe the boss will think something about me that, So cleaning up Svadhisthana chakra will remove these kind of social concerns. And even just when we dynamize Svadhisthana chakra sufficiently with some good yang energy, getting some yang movement into Svadhisthana chakra, that will already make a big difference. Yeah, that will already take care of simply being a bit more out there, bringing out some opinions. You know, that this kind of thing is very much possible. Even our consciousness still remains at the level of Svadhisthana chakra. That dynamism can come in quite easily. It generally helps to work with Manipura because Manipura kickstarts fire and will also kickstart fire at the level where you're at. But you can also address specifically Svadhisthana yang. That is also very helpful. And then the last thing that I want to say is that it does help a lot to generally uplift your perspective. Yeah, because where does this fear come from? It comes from a very narrow frame. Yeah, let's say you would know, or you would even just take into consideration that, you know what, I might leave this job in like 10 years. Yeah, sometimes for people just to contemplate that, it makes them a bit more relaxed. What's that all about? Well, that is taking an eagle-eyes view. Yeah, just even for a split second. Okay, is, you know, asking for a raise, if I look back at it in 3 months, you know, yeah, it's not a big deal. Let's just do it already. Yeah, and that eagle-eyes view always has to do with awakening of Agnya chakra, third eye. So even just momentarily, you're like, you go out a bit, and you're like, all right, this is really not that bad. This is an illusory thing that that is holding me back. The fears that I might have, projections that I might have, indecisiveness that I might have in a certain situation. Actually, it's not really a big deal. This is why people talk to their friends, yeah, because oftentimes we get stuck in our own loops in our head, and it's difficult to think freely. So we talk to a friend and we just say it out loud. And what happens when we say it out loud? Well, we look at it a bit, at least a little bit more from the outside. It's like, oh yeah, you know what, never mind, that isn't so bad. Actually, I know what I want to do, and it's done. Yeah, same with therapy and so on. But this is how this works. So adding Agnya chakra, adding perspective, adding sublimation, generally bringing energies up, so you get a bit more of an uplifted viewpoint, is very, very helpful. And then remember the first chakra that is out of the loops of the mind, and therefore easiest to reach, is the heart. Heart level is the easiest to reach to for a higher perspective and for a perspective that lies beyond the loops of the mind. Yeah, because Anahata chakra, heart chakra, is the level where we open ourselves to the now, to the present moment, to the supramental reality, as we call it. And that can be very helpful too. So chakra-wise, there's lots of stuff that you can do, but yeah, just to understand a bit the mechanism of it. And then if you catch yourself in the moment of such hesitations, procrastination, whatever your thing might be, sit with the actual feeling of what is there, right? Like, look at it. Okay, what's up? Why are we not moving with this? Oh, but I'm scared of this. Okay, let's talk about it. You know, taking yourself seriously, and because we tend to bully ourselves around, you know, and be like, oh, come on, I should be really... But okay, then let's listen. What's up? Okay, there's a part of me which is just really, really scared of this thing. All right, let's talk. What's up? Oh yeah, okay, but I'm reminded of situation XYZ, and that really went very badly, and then, okay, but is it really like that situation? How is it different from that situation? What is the, you know, what are you scared of would repeat? Is it a ridiculing thing? Is it a this? Is it a that? Okay, is it really so bad to be ridiculed? And you really, you know, talk yourself through it and sit with yourself through it. It's nice to write it down, to journal it out, or to record it or something like that. And like that you can bounce back with yourself. I find that very, very helpful, because sometimes you can't just bully yourself with some practice into doing something. But then once you get it, once you understand what's up and you have self-compassion, then actually it's much easier to be like, okay, so that's what it's about. Okay, so let me also support with this practice, and let me also contemplate it now from this viewpoint, and that might really be a good key to move forward. Hey guys, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content on spirituality, Tantra and more.
And if you want to sign up for our online classes or for our retreats, you can see our website on the description below.